receive these academic alerts through email, Melissa Batten and myself will be able to forward to the appropriate campus.
Okay, let's talk about what happens after the alert has been submitted by a faculty member. As we mentioned earlier, there will be an automated function where email is generated immediately, and it'll go to myself, Jennifer Riddy, the faculty member who generated the alert as confirmation, and to the student, notifying the student that an alert had been submitted. As you've done in the past, many times faculty members will tell the student, you know, I'd like to connect you with a career advisor. I'm going to use this academic alert form to do so. So the student many times already knows that the alert has been submitted, but this again confirms that with the student. The appropriate staff member will then follow up with the student via email. As Jennifer mentioned, they will go to myself and to her, and we will distribute them appropriately. If it's a Grand Strand campus issue, I'll send that information on to Jennifer Overholt-Mew, and she will intervene on behalf of student services at the Grand Strand campus. Similarly, if it's a tutoring issue in Georgetown, Jennifer will send it to her coordinator in Georgetown. We will be recording data pertaining to these alerts into Banner so that we can then generate reports monthly, so we'll know how many we've received and actually what was done in response to the alerts that we have received.
Everything that we are talking about today on the PowerPoint presentation will be provided to you through email after our session today, but I also want to let you know that we are emailing easy instructions in a Microsoft Word form so that you can follow this whenever you need to go back and look at this process again. We have the instructions prepared for you. You can also access the academic alert instructions through WaveNet under your faculty tab, and you can access that in the faculty tools section. If you have any additional questions after this session today, please feel free to contact me. My extension is 5348 and my email address is presented there. But we are now going to open up the floor to any questions. Please feel free to use that question box, and we'll try and answer anybody's question as they arise.
I see a question from Stacy Reed asking about the contact number for disability services. For the Conway campus, your contact would be Laura Milling, and her direct line is 5249. On the Georgetown campus, your contact would be Judy St. Jean. I know many times you teach in Georgetown, Stacy, I think. So Judy's line is 1403, and at Grand Strand, the Disability Services Coordinator is Chris Paulson, and his line is 2055.
We also see a question from Michael Hedges. He is talking about the Enhanced Insight online program. We can provide students help with that, but we have not gotten any training on the Enhanced Insight. So I would be more than happy to meet with any of the English faculty to get more information about that, and we can start regularly providing service to the students who need assistance with the learning program.
We're looking at one more. Hang on one second.
Question that talks about when we have a turnaround time for when the academic alerts are received. Generally, it is going to be 2 to 3 business days from when we receive the automated email. Our Melissa Batten staff and my staff will contact the student in 2 to 3 business days.
And certainly, we want to be sure that we let you know, as we're talking about academic alerts, if you guys encounter a critical issue, unfortunately we've had a number of those over the past year, but if there's a real critical issue where a student's having a personal crisis or, heaven forbid, the student seems to be threatening or, having a real problem, please, don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call us with that or walk the student over if that's appropriate, because absolutely we want to be very responsive just as quickly as we can to any issue like that. We have a question now about mental health issues. If it's an urgent issue where a student's having a crisis or seems to be dangerous to himself or to others, we need to intervene immediately. If it's a person who needs to be connected with a therapist, all of our career advisors are trained on how to make referrals and connect those students with Waccamaw Mental Health or Lighthouse or other resources and services in the community. So that's real important, and we want to make sure that we distinguish a real crisis situation from, an ongoing just sort of career exploration or tutoring need. We have another question about, does this put a red flag on the student? It doesn't put any kind of negative mark on their academic record in any kind of way. Again, it's just going to facilitate our ability to connect those students with the services here. And you guys, many times, I know you probably do it first day of class and throughout the semester, but if you want a personal touch, if you want someone from the support services side to reach out to the students, this would be the channel that you would use for that. We have another question about veteran services. And that's actually a timely question. The question is, are there additional services for vets? And we certainly are seeing more and more veterans who return to college. My colleague Laura Milling has disclosed to me that she has worked with a number of veterans who have come back and are receiving accommodations through her office. If a student discloses a disability, who is a veteran or otherwise, definitely connect that student with disability services on the appropriate campus. If a student just kind of inquires about veteran services, certainly Richard Stahl in the financial aid office works with students through Veterans Affairs to help out with the financial aspect. If the student needs to be connected to counseling, again, you could refer them to us and we could help them establish a relationship with a therapist if that was the nature of the concern. Are there any other questions?
Well, it looks like we do not have any additional questions, but as I had mentioned earlier, please contact me. You may also contact Melissa as well if you do have questions after this. But again, the instructions for submitting an academic alert, everything that we went over today, will be emailed to everyone later on today or tomorrow. And we do appreciate your time. We look forward to working more closely with you in the future.
Thanks, y'all. Have a good afternoon.